Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we'll be going over some Star Trek Resurgent news. So, on screen. Yes, so, captains, before we get into this video, hit that like button. Also, subscribe here to YouTube Bridge, as we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains where we can share our love, our passion for things Star Trek. With that said, here we go. Now, captains, you know that we've been waiting for some news here from Star Trek Resurgence, and we finally got them. Now, we are on the Star Trek Resurgence official Twitter feeds, but first, shout out to IDGAMINFEDERATION, my cap, who always tries to help us out with any new information. He did actually first send me this link here on Discord, in Discord. So what we'll do is go over this, go over the new information from the Star Trek Resurgence Twitter feeds, of course, drop our two ECs, and then give our conclusions. So here we go. Pretty cool looking thumbnail here, which of course is why we used it for our video here. But this is, of course, all credit to Trek Central here. So here we go. So Star Trek Resurgence, new details and release date with a question mark. So Star Trek Resurgence is a new game from Dramatic Studios. Its announcement was back in 2021, and we've been patiently waiting, with a release expected sometime last year. We've also had a prequel comic series from IDW Publishing, which we have covered here on the bridge, to set up the storyline. The game's release, however, was unfortunately delayed, and there hasn't been much news about it. This has been my contention. For a game like this, we've been trying to hype it as much as we can, but it just doesn't feel like there's no push to it. Now, I understand that they wanted to work on it more, and there has been some announcements, but the more I think about it, of course, what could they release more of, right, without spoiling stuff? So I get it, but also I feel like there's just been no push. But hopefully soon we'll get some more push. But anyways, we'll continue on here. Of course, until now. In the latest issue of PC Gamer, Resurgence takes the captain's chair with a massive feature and cover. Recently, we had Star Trek Prodigy game release, but with the promise of a Telltale-style Star Trek game. We just can't wait for this one. That is very true. Captains, you know I've been very excited for this one, all but for the feels, of course. There was also a prequel comic to this game with our views on it here. We are very excited about Star Trek Resurgence, and with some more news and perhaps a final release date. We will break some of it down here. So of course, I think we watch this one here, but let's just have a look at it quickly here.
Red alert! Finally, we have the excellent news, but a new narrative.
Well, you know, we're gonna leave this link here, captains. I thought it was actually new gameplay, but it's there, Trek Central's video, so I'll respect that and leave that, captains, for you. As anything that we'll go over in this video, we'll leave in the description below. So leave that there. So new release date. The latest release date for Star Trek Resurgence was April 23. Well, it's soon. It's soon. According to the official site, it has now been delayed a few weeks. So another pushback. Its new release window is May 23rd. We'll get to this in a bit. According to PC Gamer magazine, Star Trek Resurgence is set in 2380, the same time period as Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1, and the year after the Star Trek Nemesis, 19 years before Star Trek Picard Season 1. Of course, we saw this picture already as well. So, Jara Rydick, a Koblade? Whatever. Star Trek Resurgence will see you playing as two different characters, the First Officer and a Lower Decker. The First Officer is Commander Jara Rydick, or Jara, who we find out is a Koblade. Captains, you're gonna have to help me out with this one. Comment below. Let me know how to say that, because I'm having Koblide. Sure. This is a very deep cut. The Koblides appear as mostly secondary characters in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Enterprise, and Star Trek Voyager. The Koblides require. I'm gonna keep doing that. Required Duridium to stabilize their cell structure, which prolonged their lifespans. But by the 24th century, this species is nearing extinction. So it'll be interesting to see Jara's story unfold in this game. Indeed, very interesting. The Hatari. In previous gameplay videos, we were introduced to the political elements of this game. Those elements are between the game's two species, the Eldians and the Hotari. The Hotari are a hardy, rocky skinned race who, until recently, worked in the mines under the orders of the Eldians. However, the balance of power has changed in their favor. Accordingly, they have stopped working for the Eldians. The mission you are sent on is with help from Ambassador Spock aboard the starship USS Resolute, dealing with these two species and the issues that they have with one another, trying to come to some arrangement, a prime Star Trek mission. Indeed. So the Eldians right here. So the Eldians are the oppressors of the Hotari. They technically own the mines that the Hotari mine and rely on the dilithium from them. They are a militaristic race that follows a strict hierarchy. Without the Hotari to mine their dilithium, their order is under threat. It is technically like what would happen if the Remans started to revolt against their Romulan oppressors. Right, that already happened, of course. There are some interesting interviews in the PC Gamer feature of the creation of these two new species, which we encourage you to check out. So the Takan. We had previously theorized that the Takan were going to return in Star Trek Resurgence. This was the empire that existed hundreds of thousands of years ago and was capable of moving stars. That's crazy. Well, it seems that the ancient technology which the Hotari have discovered and shifted the balance of power is Takan in origin. It will be interesting to see how this element of the Star Trek universe, set up all the way back in Season 1 of The Next Generation, will be expanded upon in the game. Lovely logo there. New character from Elias Tofexis. Tofexis? Hopefully I said that right. Notable actor and current Star Trek actor. He plays LLaP in Star Trek Discovery Season 5. Elias recently went to his Twitter to announce that he is in Star Trek Resurgence. He'll be playing one of the Hotari by the name of Galvin. Elias has been in Trek before with Star Trek Discovery Season 1 as the Prisoner Cold. He is also a very well-known video game voice actor, most notably being the voice of Adam Jensen in the Deus Ex series of games. Therefore, having him voice a character in a Trek video game then is something I cannot wait to experience. So there you go. A tweet from him. Star Trek and game fans, I've already unabashedly bragged about how I play a big character in Star Trek Discovery's upcoming season. I've been cleared to say that I also play a character in the new Star Trek Resurgence game, a different character. All Star Trek for me, baby. Nice. Galvin. I almost said Galvatron. Star Trek Resurgence releases on May 23, 2023. You can be sure that when we hear more about the newest game set in the 24th century, we will be covering it with reviews, news, and more. Of course, again, all credit to Star Trek Trek Central here. But again, really awesome. So again, we'll leave this link here, Captains. Now, this is a link that we'll go to anyway. So we're going to go back now. Again, huge shout out to id Gaming. Thank you so much for sending this to us for us to go over. I am very excited for this game. I've mentioned that before. Hopefully a different change of pace from Star Trek Online. So now we go to the Star Trek Resurgence official Twitter feeds. Now they also did retweet that tweet from Elias here, so that is there. Now we have this tweet here. This was from March 30, so we're a little late on this, Caps, but we're going to cover this as best as we can. We're on the cover of PC Gamer. Star Trek Resurgence is releasing May 23rd. Having said that, there was a tweet after that was pinned by them. Star Trek Resurgence is releasing in May of 2023, not May 23rd. Sorry for the confusion. We will have a final release date for you very, very soon. So again, that was as of March 30. So hopefully we do get something here soon. Now, we click that link. We are brought here. Cancel that out. So PC Gamer UK may issue on sale. Now Star Trek Resurgence. So again, we see that cover. It's awesome. Now again, we are really looking forward to this. And of the video gameplay that we've seen, again, we've been excited. I know it's probably just going to be a pick and choose and a little walk to point A to point B, do this, interact there, pick your path of the story. And that's fine with me. I got the feels and I want to carry on with the fields. Now, we're going to just read this a little bit. So this month, we get a world-exclusive access to the ambitious new sci-fi narrative adventure game Star Trek Resurgence, which is being created by former Telltale game devs. We've been granted unprecedented access to the Dramatic Labs devs and the game itself, with our opinion stuffed hands-on playthrough accompanied with game creator insight and loads of juicy screenshots. This is a game that clearly has been made with plenty of love, and we did notice that. We really did notice that, just from the trailers alone, and respect for the Star Trek universe. And already looks like a must-play for Trekkies and gamers alike. Beam me up, Scotty. Yes, 100%. Let's go. So all aboard the USS Preview this month, meanwhile, is a host of games to get excited for and all that lovely stuff. So that's something to check out, definitely. And here again is a shot of that issue. It looks really cool. Love it. So you can tell that Jara here is going to play a major role that we're going to be, of course, using her as one of our main characters. Spock, I hope we really get a lot of lines from him. And I know it's not Spock, it's not him, but regardless, I think they nailed it. And I hope, I really do hope we get to fly the ship, but I think we're just going to be along for the ride, but that's okay. It is what it is. So there you go, captains. We thought we would just go over that quickly there. So they're on PC Gamer, something that you can check out as well. Again, I will link this in the description below. And as of this video, okay, so it has been pushed back, but only to May, not May 23rd, but they're releasing it in May 2023. And captains, rest assured, when we get this game, we are going to be sharing it live either on Twitch or here on YouTube, of course. And of course, maybe do a review on it and how I feel. But I really think I already know how I'm going to feel, because just from the trailers and video gameplay alone, we were already excited. And if the current Star Trek series is somewhat represented in this game in terms of how they, like I said, they respect it and they treat it, and it's really feeling Trek, then I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it. But captains, we will share that with you when we get this game, and definitely we will be getting it. So that's it for this video here. Can't wait. Super excited. Like this video, captains. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. And yes, hopefully let's hype this up, captains. Let's really share this video too as well. Let's get the news out there that Star Trek Resurgence is coming in May. And again, know that we will be sharing it here on the YouTube bridge. So do us a favor and subscribe. And of course, we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.